If you pick that food up off the floor and eat it, I'll give you the burger in my hand. The girl stood there trembling. A few seconds passed. Slowly, she lowered her head and reached toward the food on the ground. Then, enough. A man's voice cut through the noise. The supervisor sneered at him. What? You're trying to be a hero? Or is this your big rescue moment? The man didn't argue. He walked over and gently helped the girl to her feet. The supervisor snapped. I suggest you mind your own business or I'll deal with you, too. The man's name was Marcus Webb, 28 years old, a junior technician at a Phoenix electronics warehouse. He looked around at the room and said calmly, Does it make you feel powerful, humiliating, a hungry girl? The entire warehouse fell silent. Marcus led her to a small bench in the corner and split his lunch in half. Eat this, it's clean. The girl's eyes turned red. Thank you, but I can't take your food. Marcus pushed the container toward her. It's okay. I always pack too much anyway. From that day on, Marcus shared half of his lunch with her every single day. But a few weeks later, the girl suddenly stopped coming, and she never returned. 4 years later, business at the warehouse slowed. Marcus was laid off. For 7 months, he sent out hundreds of resumes and heard nothing back until finally he landed an interview. But the moment he walked into the conference room, one interviewer glanced at his resume and scoffed. You really think you're qualified to apply for a senior coordinator position? You think wearing a borrowed tie makes a gap in employment look professional? A few people around the table chuckled. Marcus didn't argue. He tightened his grip on his folder and prepared to leave. Then the door opened. A woman in a sharp-tailored suit walked in. She looked at Marcus and suddenly froze. Marcus, is it really you? Marcus nodded awkwardly. The interviewer who had mocked him instantly went pale, because the woman standing at the door was Diana Cole, the company's operations director. And 4 years ago, she was the girl being humiliated in that warehouse. She looked around the room, her voice calm but firm. 4 years ago, when I was at my lowest, everyone in that warehouse laughed at me except him. He shared his lunch with me when I had nothing. She glanced at the interview panel. You weren't just laughing at a candidate just now. You were laughing at a man who chose kindness when everyone else chose cruelty. Then she turned back to Marcus and smiled softly. As of today, you don't need this interview. You're hired. Marcus stood there barely breathing. Diana added, You always said you just packed too much lunch. Well, now it's my turn to pack you an extra opportunity. Some acts of kindness don't shine immediately, but one day when your world feels darkest, they come back and light the way. If you believe kindness always echoes back, comment kindness has an echo.